I spoke briefly earlier about one of our homes away from home. The other of those is our community in West Hempstead. It is, again, a difficult thing to find a place where you're happy, which we have done. We've also found great happiness in our local synagogue, our little branch of it. Jerry, too, of course. I'm very happy for Jerry. You got anything good to say? No. We'll get to you later. I'd like to invite someone up who is not only our spiritual leader at the Early Childhood Center, the ECC, up in West Hempstead, but also a close personal and family friend. We'd like to invite Rabbi Rosenblum to come up and say a few words.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being put at the table in the opposite end of the room so I can do the dramatic walk up to the mic. Thank you, Dan and Jen, I appreciate it. Speaking last can be a little perilous because when you have your ideal all ready to go, when the people begin speaking, you go, oh, that's what I had prepared to say. But fortunately, what I wanted to say was grazed, but not really fully attacked. This week's Parsha, as we've heard many times, Lucy, is talking about the heroism of Shifra and Puah, whoever they may actually be. What's very interesting is they can arguably be the first civil disobeyers in the history of mankind. They had a pretty rough job trying to cover up what they were doing in preventing the Jewish boys from being killed, and they did so at great personal risk to life and limb of themselves. So the Torah is very clear to point out that they were rewarded for their heroism, and the Torah tells us, Vayitav Elokim lemiyaldot, and Hashem was good to the midwives, Vayirev ha'am v'yatzmu ma'od, and the Jewish people continued to become multiple and become more powerful. Vayitav Elokim lemiyaldot, and Hashem did, once again, repetition, could give a whole shiur. I skipped the pasuk, and then it says, I apologize. Thank you very much. I appreciate your forgiveness. It says, Vayasu lehem batim. And the Torah says that Hashem made for them houses. So what are these houses to which the Torah is referring? So there's a dispute amongst the commentators exactly what houses the Torah is referring to. And Rashi has a beautiful, beautiful interpretation where he says, these are batei kehuna and batei melucha, that from Shifra and Puah are going to become the houses of prophecy and the houses of kingship. That these are going to be the representatives that in many years their descendants are going to serve the Jewish people as the kings, as well as through being Kohanim, the priests who are going to serve in the Beis HaMikdash. That's a very, very beautiful thing. But if I'm Shifra and Puah, right now I'm actually terrified what happens if Paro realizes what we did. That's why the Sforno says the houses that Hashem made for them were actually very, very secure places to live. Think bunker. That if Paro was going to come after them, they could huff and puff, but they will not be able to blow their house in. Very, very interesting fundamental dispute going on here, but I think this gives us a little bit of insight about a fundamental idea in Judaism. In Judaism, we have to have both the long view as well as the short view. Rashi's interpretation says, where am I going to be years from now? What investments am I making today, and how are they going to pay me back a long time from now? That is a fundamental part of being Jewish, is having this ayin l'rachot, to see great distances. However, we have to be practical. We have to live in the here and now. We have to recognize, are we building structures that are going to support and protect ourselves from the here and now? I think that's part of the mission, Lucy, of being Jewish, is being able to live in the here and now, but also to have this vision of where I'm going to be. And what a beautiful idea I think this is to share with you on your bar mitzvah, your bat mitzvah, because right now there's a very beautiful here and now. There's French toast with strawberries and whipped cream. Oh my God. And I know that I'm the thin line between you and going back to taking advantage of the buffet. But there's also the long view. Where am I going to be? What am I going to be when I grow up? What's the adventure that I'm going to write? So I don't know the answer to those questions, but I do give you a bracha on behalf of the Young Israel of West Hempstead and our ECC Minyan, that you should get both brachos that are described in the Parsha, the blessings of protection and health and wellness in the here and now, but also the blessings of a beautiful, long, and productive life with much nachas from you and for your whole family. Mazel tov.